Hey, it's Clark D, and you're watching Do Over Don't.
Oh, bah! It starts at the back of the buses. At parties, they shoot up the function. Hit the crib, cause that shit was like nothing. That's my brother, he know I ain't bluffing. Everyone looks for the weekend. 5 days we spend in the mud. I used to party with all of my niggas on Seaver Street, pushing my luck.
What's good, Do Over Don't? Purple World episode 70. Today we got a dude. I've been wanting to do you for a long time. And Evele.
Hey, pause.
No,
Pause, bro. Like you've been wanting to do.
No, do an interview with you. Evele, if you're watching this, I know you're going to be happy. When he used to work here, bro, this dude was on my ass 24/7. Like, yo, you got to get Clark on a pod. You got to get Clark on a pod. But he was trying to get you on the producer one. And I was like, this dude is more than a producer. He doesn't need a specifically producing podcast right now because man does a lot of different shit.
Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm happy to be here, bro.
Bro, I'm happy too. What's good? How you been?
I've been good. Just busy. You get what I'm saying? Just busy. Trying to stay on top of everything. Get what I'm saying? Traveling a lot. So
taking a little 3-day trip back home.
Yeah, you know, it feels like a back home vacation. It's fun when you don't have to pay for it. So yeah.
How was the show yesterday?
It was a vibe. It was a little different. It was like earlier in the day, it was a little more of a middle-aged crowd in a way. So it was cool, but it was like more of a political play too, because the mayor was there.
Damn.
You know, I really just did the show for Oompa because she's the big homie. She wanted me to do it, so I said yeah. So I think it was pretty smooth though. You know.
How'd you get the performing down? I'm gonna ask you this off rip because all the videos I've seen, you got one of those. I haven't seen you perform in up person, but your stage presence through online looks pretty fucking crazy.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. I mean, I've been doing it 9 years, bro, and like when I first started, I started off at the Boys and Girls Club, and my mentor Devin Ferreira, shout out to my dog. He like taught me everything I know about like performing, engaging with the crowd, like talking to people when you perform, and like teaching people words and just like making it more of a interactive experience. And like when niggas come on stage and say, everybody fuck with me, jump. It's like, bro, nobody wants to do that if they can't connect with you. So I kind of like try to like make it more of a participation thing. So I don't know. And I think it translates through the clips. Like when people are bought in, like when they're involved, like, and they believe in it, they're going to want to like participate and get out their body. You feel me? So, yeah.
I was literally having that conversation the other day because we were talking about how bigger shows, when you get to like Rolling Loud level shows, sometimes they just don't even be fun because it's not engaging, being intimate with the artist and having them right there talking to you and shit.
Yeah.
But so many people don't do that, bro. Like you ever go to a showcase, the way you were describing it, they're just like, yo, blah, blah, blah. And then at the end, they're like, oh, follow me, da, 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 da. Don't do anything. But when you're sitting there and literally have somebody like singling people out in the crowd, fucking, like you were saying, explaining, getting personal, whatever, that shit works so much better.
I hate when people have like, people perform with like a God complex.
Yeah.
Like some people, they expect as soon as you walk on stage, like everybody has to be sucking your dick. And it's like, bro, that's not how shit works. Dude. Like I remember I went to a show and like a dude was like looking at the door the whole time. Look, the crowd's right in front of him. He's looking at the door the whole time. And he's like getting mad at the crowd saying, oh, y'all ain't fucking with me right now. Or I need y'all to get way more lit. But like the whole time you're looking at the door. You're not even looking at people in the crowd. You're looking at the door. Like you're not like engaging with people, you know? I feel like it's always annoying when artists have like a certain level of entitlement when they reach the stage. And it's like, nah, like you really got to do this shit. Like even when you see Drake perform, like he asks the audience to like participate. He tries to buy the audience in, you know? So I don't know, you know?
Bro, that's one of the biggest problems with music. It's life all around, honestly. But in music, bro, the entitlement, even outside of performing, bro, so many motherfuckers are just entitled. Like, oh, I don't know who the fuck you are, but you should give me this because I'm nobody.
Yeah, because I'm heavy on that. And they usually end up sucking, bro. They usually end up being really ass, you know? So it's like once you realize that, once you do it long enough where you realize like the people with that level of entitlement usually aren't that good. It's like
9 times out of 10, bro.
Yeah, you kind of just let them do what they do and see them in 5 years. You know, if they doing it, ups to them, but like most times it's like, nobody's giving me what I want. Fuck this city. Fuck this scene. Or fuck making music. You know, there's so much quote unquote ego. And it's like, nah, bro, it's you. Your ass. You know what I mean? So
it goes back. I think was it Miles Carter? I think Miles Carter was saying it. He was like, bro, he's like, there's some people that no matter what they do, they just suck. And they just need to realize they suck.
Yeah, suck bad too. Yeah. Or like they're just in it for the wrong shit. Like some people could be talented, but just in it for the wrong shit. Like some people want to be artists so they could get topped off all the time. You know, they want to walk around everywhere like people are just dick sucking them. And it's like, bro, that's not a good reason to do this shit.
That should be so corny, bro. And it's so apparent, especially if you love this shit. It's so apparent when you meet people and you're like, bro, what the fuck going on here?
Yeah.
What you doing, bro?
Yeah. It gets kind of annoying too, because it's just like when you're really doing this and you're doing it at a high level and then you meet someone that wants that level of consistent validation, it's overwhelming because it's never enough. You know, you get around, everything has to be about them. Everything has to, like, that's overwhelming. That's overstimulating. It's like, bro, like, there's a lot of shit bigger than you right now. You know, you're making music. You know, you're not a fucking neurosurgeon or some shit like, you know, like a nuclear scientist, like a nuclear physicist. You're not like, you just release songs on Spotify and SoundCloud. Like, that's what you do, and you want me to praise you? No, I can't do that. You know,
dude. That'd be the worst, bro. I hate too. This is a little bit different because 9 times out of 10, it's people that are actually working and they're put in these positions for whatever. But I hate when motherfuckers keep name dropping, bro. When you be talking to someone and they're like, I don't know if you've probably experienced this.
Yeah.
You're talking to an artist and instead of just talking about themselves, they're like, oh, I met this person. I was in the club with this person. I was in the studio with this person, that person.
Yeah.
I'm not talking like, oh, they mention it on some homie shit real quick. I'm talking about that's all they ever talk about. Like, you've been around people like that?
Hell, I mean, I live in Atlanta.
Like, yo, I was with Quavo last week.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like with stuff like that, like, people like those a lot of times can't be trusted, you know, because it's like they kind of like live their life based off of titles or who they were around or whatever they're doing. And it's like, oh, like, unless I'm a name worth mentioning, like, you're not going to hold me to that regard. Like, you're not going to bring that level of value. You're so focused on like who you were with in this section, in this club, that like, you don't have like a vision. Because you might say, oh, I'm in a thing with Quavo, and then you have like the future somebody like right in front of you the whole time, and you're spending the whole time gassing this situation. All the people like those a lot of times aren't good at seeing value in things that can have equity in the future. You know what I mean? Like, they're so focused on like who has clout now, and I feel like people like those, like, I don't know. It's a lot of those. I kind of just let them rock. You know, once I see what they on, like, I remember one dude, once I saw he was on that, it kind of blew me, because I thought, damn, I thought you were a little different. But it's like, sometimes that's people's personality trait. Like, that's what keeps them going. Like, oh, I'm in this thing with Quavo. Oh, I was just in the studio with Lil Baby. You know, or like, I could name drop this for this whole fucking podcast. But there's, to me, like, unless you ask or unless it's like amplifying a story, like, what's the point? You know what I mean? I feel like meeting you right now might be more valuable than talking about that, or like, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
Bro, that's the thing. So many people are worried about all these titles and shit rather than making fucking genuine relationships. And it's so annoying this day and age, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I remember when fucking I was younger, it was starting to be like that. But at the same time, like, everyone was just fucking cool with each other. Everyone wasn't worried about fucking, oh, how many Instagram followers you got, this, that, the third. And nowadays, 90% of the population, bro, just runs off that shit. People are just stuck in this fucking trap of titles. Oh, you got this job, you got this, blah, blah, blah. People aren't worried about, oh, you're a person.
Yeah.
You fucking like the same corner store I like. You like the same fucking restaurant I like, this, that, the third, bro.
I mean, I feel like dick eating is one of like the oldest practices, you know, like, I don't know. I feel like it's more apparent now because society is literally built on that. Like, right now, like, modern society is built on that. But I feel like that's always been a thing. Like, you know, when you're younger, you don't really notice it as much because you're like well intentioned. You're not thinking about like, how where you are is adjacent to someone else. You're kind of just enjoying the world. But like when you get older, you start to be conscious of like social relationships and stuff like that. It's like, yeah, you notice stuff like, but I feel like it's always been around. Like that's always been a thing. People are always trying to leverage themselves to be better than somebody else. Like, especially in like entertainment or whatever, you know, I feel like it's kind of weird for me too, though, because I'm always around genuine people, you know, and I try my best to not assume that the whole world is like that. But, you know, like everyone around me has always been like genuine relationships, genuine people building, you know. I feel like, shout out to God for that, but I've always like led with that in my life. So I've always run into people that do that. Every now and then you get like that wrench, that person that just isn't genuine, but I feel like it just never lasts. Like I don't even vibrate with them well. Like it doesn't, it's like, oh, I know what you on, and then I move on. But most of the people around me, like, it's been genuine. Most of the people I meet in Atlanta where it turns into something, it's been genuine, you know? So I feel like it's hard for me to even say 90% of it. I feel like most people are just trying to like pay their bills, have fun, and do what they gotta do. And like, you have some people that are like extreme opportunists. Like they'll take advantage of people to get where they want. And I don't believe that they're the majority. I feel like they're the minority, but they get the most visibility because they're willing to exploit people to get what they want. If that makes sense.
That does.
You feel me? So it's like the average human being, though, I feel like isn't really like that.
Nah.
I feel like the average human being is simple-minded. Like, I want to do what I like. If I can't do what I like, I might be upset. If I can, I'm happy, you know? And then you got the person that says, I want to be better than everybody else. And those are the people that like, oh, I'm saying I was in a section with so-and-so to show you that I'm better than you. And it's like, that's not how that works. Or I don't want to build a relationship with you because I feel like I'm better than you. You know what I mean? Or, you know, but I feel like most people aren't necessarily like that, you know? If that makes sense.
People are the worst, though.
Yeah.
The ones that always want to just be the best. Like, you could never get a single bit of love out of motherfuckers like that, because even you could go be like, yo, I just got a fucking record deal for $10 million. And be like, oh, yeah, I know someone that got a deal for $20 million down the street. Like that. You know what? Motherfuckers be like that, bro. And it's like, yo, shut the fuck up. Like, be happy for somebody for one. They're never happy for anybody, and they're never happy for themselves because they're just looking for that shit over and over again, bro. I'll
be honest, bro. I love people like those. To me, it's like I don't need everyone to be my friend. I want people like those, because it's just like you still think this shit is a game. Like it gets me kind of like, oh, okay, like you're gonna try to keep going big on me, or like you're gonna try to keep like belittling what I'm doing, but you can't, you know. So because then when you keep doing what you gotta do, it unsettles them, like it unroots them. It's like, why can't I like make this nigga shrink?
I know exactly.
I'm kind of weird. Like that shit kind of turns me off. Like I'm not about to lie to you. Like seeing people like that. Like my mom would always like try to raise me to not tell people my plans, you know. And I always understood where she was coming from when she said that. But I feel like 9 times out of 10, I'm unstoppable. So if I tell somebody my plan, like what can they do in my life to stop me that God isn't allowing? So if they quote unquote stop me, if they quote unquote hate on me, that's God allowing that in my life, and I have to learn from it or something like that. But aside from that, like people like those, like what do they have? You know what I mean? Like what are they holding on to that like they can call theirs for real? Like that's why I love that shit, because I know like, oh, you're not real. Like you're not a real person, you know, like you're putting on this like thing, this like facade. Like that's why you're constantly trying to like compare what you're doing or belittle what I'm doing, because in your mind you're not settled in where you are. You feel me? So as I'm doing what I'm doing, I'm fucking your brain up, because it's like, damn, oh, I did just sign a deal for $10 million. Oh, I know somebody that did it too. That's what they're saying. But what did you do? Like, what did you feel like? What did you do? You keep talking about your man's dick eating, like doing all that. But what did you do? You feel me? And 9 times out of 10, they don't really got nothing to say. You know, that's why I love that. Because when you really notice, when you really know it, just on a life tip, it's not about music. When you really are confident in who you are and like you're really rooted with like God and like just your purpose in life, like people like that come and you're supposed to motivate them. I will never be LeBron James in my life. I'm not as tall as LeBron, physical as LeBron. I don't train like LeBron. I could come up to LeBron and be like, yeah, I know somebody that scored 40 points in a game you scored 25 in. The fuck does that have to do with LeBron? Like,
literally,
that has nothing to do with LeBron. Like,
be like, bro,
you know,
that shit is the worst, bro.
Yeah, like greatness. I feel like if you're truly great as an individual, like you're supposed to shit on those type of people. Like it's your obligation. Like you have to shit on them. Like you have to. Like no ifs, ands, or buts. Like people like those that like are constantly trying to belittle your success or belittle by comparing you to like steal your joy, because it's a comparison is the thief of joy. People that try to steal your joy, you have to shit on them. You have to show them, oh, this is what you tried to do, and this is why you're down bad right now. You know what I mean? And if you want to be better, be like me, not like you. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I fuck with that. Like,
it's true though.
You feel me? Like,
be true, bro.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna walk in here and be like, yeah, I know a fucking podcast studio with SM7B mic. So it's like, bro, like it doesn't matter, bro. Like y'all are doing what y'all gotta do and like doing it like positively. You feel me? Like that's all that matters. But if I did come in on some trying to shit on y'all time, like how can I shit on y'all if this shit exists without me? You feel me? Like even if I'm not, it's gonna keep going, like with or without me. You know, that's the ultimate flex. Is like, oh, like you could try to belittle this shit, but it's not gonna stop. And it's gonna keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. You know, and I feel like if you're creative and you fall for shit like that, like you start thinking like them, you know. And I can never think like them. So yeah.
Same here. I got a question for you though, backtracking earlier.
What's good, y'all? Thank y'all for tuning in to Purple World. Just a reminder, we got a fresh studio over here. If you guys want to book a studio session, our rates start at $50 an hour with an engineer, $25 an hour with no engineer. Rates do vary depending on which engineer you choose. You can book a session by heading over to the Book Now button in our Instagram bio and book through Square. You can shoot us a DM to figure out what time slot you want, as well as which engineer you want to work with. As a test to see who our loyal viewers are and see who's really rocking with us, if you made it through this whole ad, you could head over to our Square website and you could put code POD10 and that's going to give you 10% off your session. One time use though, you are not able to use that again, so use it wisely. Back to the episode. Also, don't forget to subscribe.
How you were talking about plans and not telling people your plans. That's another pet peeve I have. The motherfuckers that will just sit there and they'll be like, yeah, bro, so I'm going to do this. I'm going to get this funding. I'm going to go to this label. I'm going to do blah, blah, blah. And they're just telling you, like, they're going to do all this shit. And then you just see no action. I feel like 9 times out of 10, obviously, if you got, like, a manager, you got, like, a couple people involved, videographer, whatever. It's cool talking about plans with the people that are actually involved with it.
Yeah.
But there's mad people, bro, that will just walk around and they use that, kind of how they use the names in conversations. They'll use that, like, oh, yeah, I got this feature planned. I got this blah, blah, blah. And that's their basis of what they are as an artist. It's always just planning and putting it out there. But how much more, were you always a dude that kept it to yourself? Or did you used to be kind of like that? Because I feel like early on, a lot of the times, people to some extent are like that. You won't keep everything low key. But then once you start keeping everything low key and you stop telling people, I feel like way more stuff starts actually getting done.
I mean, I'm big on like narrative. So I've always told my close people like what my plans are. So they could be like, damn, this nigga said he was going to do this. Yeah. And he did it. Because 9 times out of 10, if I say I'm going to do something, it's been on my mind for a while. And if there's a green light in my life to do it, I'm going to do it. Like I said, I'm going to move to Atlanta. I did that. I told my friends, as soon as I graduate from college, I'm out of here. I did that. You know, I said, I'm going to work here. I did that. I said, when we did the Middle East show, I told my friend, yeah, this is my roadmap. I'm going to do Middle East, Brighton Music Hall, Paradise Rock Club. You feel me? And we sold out Middle East. Next is Brighton Music Hall. Next is Paradise Rock Club. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, like, things change, but I've personally been, like, always big on sharing my, like, goals and ideas so that my close people can help hold me accountable. And also it could be motivation. It's just like, damn, he said he was going to do this and he did it. So that means if I say I'm going to do this, it's possible, you know? So I'm not very big on keeping shit to myself, but I'm not going to say it around people I don't trust.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
Like I'm not talking about close people. I'm talking about random people. Like
Yeah,
you go
no,
meet
I wouldn't
someone
do
in the
that.
studio for the first time and you're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I got this planned. I got this planned. I got this planned. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people like those, they're just really like narcissists, so they need like validation. But if I just meet somebody, like I'm not telling them anything. Most times I'm probably not even talking unless we're having a conversation. Like I'm like feeling them out first. I'm like reading the room. A lot of times I don't even tell people I do music. You feel me? Or I don't tell people what I do, what I've done, where I work. I just, if we here in the same room and we talking, we have a conversation, like, all right, cool. You know, and then we'll like get into it. But I don't know. I don't really like, if it's like a strange person, random person, like I don't know what they be on. So I be trying to like keep it in the, just be low key, like keep it in the tuck. Like even me being out here, like I see my close friends, I handle my business, I slide on what I got to slide on, and then I head back to Atlanta. You feel me? Like it's very simple. So I don't, even where I'm at now, like there's not a lot of time to be like kicking it with random niggas. I'm like a who are you ass nigga. Like I'm like, what are you doing here ass nigga? So you feel me? Like I don't really catch myself in too many spaces with like people that aren't already vetted. And then when I am in those type of spaces, I'm just like real like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, so I don't know.
Bro. I'm surprised about that. One thing I'm surprised about, normally every artist I know from another state, they're like, oh yeah, whenever I talk to people, the first thing that comes out of my mouth is I'm an artist. You're the first person that told me that you don't tell people that you're an artist like that.
No, I'm being dead ass. When I'm in Atlanta,
No, I believe you.
like when I'm in Atlanta, you might have like a bank teller or some shit, like, or whoever. They'll say, what do you do? I say, I work in music, or I say I'm an engineer. That's what I say. I say I'm an engineer. I work in music, or I'm an engineer. You know what I mean? Like, or if I'm in Boston, I'll be like, niggas ask me what I do. I say, I work in music. I do music. I don't tell niggas, oh, I'm the fucking top 5 rapper for my state. I'm like, oh, I've been doing this. I'm not. That's not really what I be on. Like, I let people like find out. You know, I kind of like that. Like, you see me, we connect on some genuine shit, on some people to people shit, because I'm a person before my title. So it's like, if we connect on some people to people shit, like I want to respect you as a human being, not as do over don't. I want to respect you as a human being. You feel me? So that's what I want. Even when I went to college, I was like kind of lit in high school in Boston. I had this like kind of big song called Swego and shit like that. And then I had like clout amongst my circle in Boston. Then I went to college. I didn't even tell people I was a rapper. You feel me? Or when I moved to Atlanta, like I didn't even tell people I was a rapper, you know? And still in a year and a half of time, I did my first headlining show. You feel me? And we packed that shit out. So it's like, once people know. And there's no going back from that, you know? So I kind of like the piece of like being able to like love and appreciate someone as a human being first before whatever title they are. And then that's when shit is genuine too.
Oh God.
Like I don't want niggas to talk to me just cause I'm a fucking rapper that knows who, or I'm here. That's when you get dick eaters. That's when you get opportunists. Like that's just overwhelming. You feel me? Like when niggas don't know what I got going on, that's like, and then they see it and it's like, fuck, I was just with this nigga and now he's with so-and-so, or he does this so-and-so. It's like only the niggas that know me like know how I live. You feel? And I love how I live, you know? And I'm not about to lead with telling niggas like, oh, I'm a rapper and this is how I live. It's none of your business. You feel me? Like, yeah, so I don't know.
I want to ask you, because you keep talking about Atlanta, just the overall move in general. I want to know like why you moved there, how the initial fucking jump was, moving to a whole nother state. I'm assuming you had connections before, but C4 described Atlanta as the place with the worst possible vultures, in the sense that everybody is just hungry as fuck, and he's like, it's a completely different world from Boston, because how over here we got a lot of artists that are polished. We do have a lot of artists that are staying consistent and they're getting on their shit, and there's more that are getting on there, but we also have a lot of half-assed ones. And the way C4 was describing it, he's basically like, yeah, for every one artist we have that's on their shit, there's 5 to 10 of them in Atlanta. Like, that's how much more it is.
Yeah.
So from what I've heard, it's just 10 fucking maybe even 100 times more competitive out there.
You ever play Pokemon?
Yeah. I love Pokemon. What's your favorite Pokemon real quick?
Probably like Fire Red.
Fire Red?
Yeah.
Fire Red was fire.
Yeah.
Fire Red was fire.
Yeah. Nah, but how about you?
I'd honestly say Fire Red, or I'd say Platinum.
Platinum?
I'd say Platinum. That's one with Ho-Ho and Lugia, right?
Yeah.
One
Classic,
of those two, bro.
Classic.
Or the one with Rayquaza.
Ooh, Emerald is a good one. Yeah.
Emerald might be one.
Emerald's a good one. I'll say though, Atlanta's like Victory Road. You feel me? Like the Atlanta music scene is like Victory Road, or maybe the step before Victory Road, where like there's a lot of intersectionality with all levels of success. You know, I don't really feel competition when I'm in Atlanta. I don't feel the whole vulture shit either. You know, I don't really feel that. Like when I'm in Atlanta, I see a lot of people like trying to make this shit work. You know, there's a lot of people trying to make it work. Vulnerable people that have maybe had success and then still are like struggling to figure it out, you know, or have success and are killing it right now, or don't have success at all. But personally, I don't feel like Atlanta's super competitive. But I'm also like a naturally like, I don't know, I'm like a tunnel vision ass nigga. And I'm like a supportive ass nigga. So I don't feel like anything you do is competitive with me because I do all these things. So when I live there, I don't know. It also depends because C4 comes down, he's on a limited time frame and he's coming down specifically as a rapper, you know? So the only way he can really contribute is by being a rapper and performer. Yeah. So it's hard to do that only. I'll say that for sure. But what made me move to Atlanta, so I went to UMass Lowell for a music degree.
That's where Ken went, but he dropped out.
Yeah. Wow. You went to Lowell? Like what were you studying?
I was doing math at first, but then I switched undecided, and then I dropped out because of COVID and shit.
Oh, yeah. COVID was ass. But I went to UMass Lowell. I went there for a music degree. I had a choice between music, business, and audio engineering. I'm like, I don't need nobody to teach me about the business. I'm going to learn it along the way. So let me get an audio engineering degree. So I did that. Senior year, I needed an internship to graduate at post-COVID. I'm like, I'm going to do it in Atlanta. My homie Rob puts in work. He connected me with this engineer in Atlanta who was like baby tapes engineer. He became my mentor, Scott Taylor. I asked him if he needed any assistance. We started connecting from playing Smash Bros. By the way, I'm like the best Smash Bros player you'll ever meet in your life. Like, I swear to you. So we connected first by playing Smash Bros. I beat him like 9 out of 10 games.
Jesus Christ.
And he was like, oh, wow, you're like a lot better than I thought. So we clicked. Christ. And then as we were connecting, I'm like, hey, you need any like assistance like in Atlanta? Because I need to fulfill a college credit. He's like, I don't, but my studio that I work at is accepting interns. That studio is called Sony Music Publishing. So my first internship out of college was at Sony Music Publishing in Atlanta. So I flew down 2020 to interview. I got hired on the spot. I kept checking in for like a year. And then I flew down after I graduated in May. I drove down in June. I moved in July. And then, and I was at Sony for like a year and a half. Damn. Like I was an intern. I got moved up to assistant. I moved up to tracking engineer. And then so I was like assistant / tracking engineer in at Sony. And that's when I was like learning Atlanta. That was like maybe phase 3 of COVID. So the city was still kind of closed and opening. It was kind of weird. So I got to meet a lot of people there. Like, I mean, the best thing the highlight of me working there was like working on Lil Durk's the 7220.
Damn, I didn't even know you worked on that.
Yeah, well, I assisted on most of the album. Like,
that's crazy.
Like with the studio, yeah. So, like working with his engineer, his engineer mentored me for like I shadowed him for like 2 months. My dog Just Vibes. So, yeah, so I was at Sony. I met Metro Boomin, Wonder Girl, Mario after the verses. Like, it was like a lot of different people. Like, every single person that I thought, damn, like, this is my life. Like, aside from maybe the Migos and Drake, you know, but I don't know. Everyone was at Sony for a while. Like, Polo G was probably like the first big session that I got to like see, and I watched him make 25 bands in 30 minutes. Like, it was kind of crazy.
Christ.
Like, but yeah, so I had that internship, and then I decided, I'm gonna stay down here. Moved down with my brother while I was doing the internship, and yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was the best decision I made for my career. You feel me? Like, a lot of people are like scared to move and scared to like relocate to another city, but personally, I know for me, like, with what I'm trying to build in Boston, like, you can't do it without having a ridiculous catalog, you know. And as like a producer, rapper, and engineer, I'm not producing, engineering, mixing local niggas for the rest of my life. It's not happening, bro. Like, I'm trying to be Grammy award winning, like a lot of Grammys, a lot of certifications. Like, I want to do this shit for real. You know, that's what I've been doing. So now I do music full time. That's how I pay all my bills. And like, that only would have happened if I moved to Atlanta. So yeah, I moved down there to complete my degree. Thug did engineering for a little bit, and then transition. I'm still engineering, but it's like engineering, producing, songwriting, and I'm making bread off of the artist shit too now. So I'm kind of like doing the whole 100% pie. You know what I mean? On the
You
music
in your
shit.
yay bag right now.
Yeah. Type shit. I'm actually working with his peoples right now too,
That's
which is nice.
crazy.
Yeah, like they're kind of helping develop my situation. So
Damn.
it's kind of cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn. See, I gotta respect it, bro. You be a humble ass dude, because literally earlier how we were talking about most people come in boo 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 boo.
Yeah.
You're just saying it like casual and in an informative way. It's not no bullshit like, oh, I just did this. Everything you said. That's crazy as fuck, though.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah.
I gotta actually. I'm trying to decide which question I want to ask first. I'll just ask this first.
Okay.
Producing or the artistry? I was gonna get into your background story before Atlanta, but I always love asking people this that are producers. If you had to be one or the other for the rest of your life, what would it be?
I'm both, bro.
You gotta pick one. One's gotta go.
I can't.
One gotta go.
Nah, the reason why it's hard because I started both at the same time.
Damn.
There's no picking one or the other. And my me being an artist is reflective of me being a producer. Me being a producer is reflective of me being an artist. But maybe it depends. If I got to produce for my favorite artist for the rest of my life, and I had to pick one, I'd still be a rapper. Yeah, because I feel like being a successful rapper is way better, in my opinion, than being a successful producer. Because if you could be a successful rapper, you can make successful producers. It's like, I work at Reach Records, right? I'm not sure if you're familiar with like Christian rap, but this is an artist named Lecrae. He's like biggest Christian rapper ever. You know, I didn't even, trust me, it was a job. It's a whole new world for me. But it's paying all my bills, that type shit. I work for Lecrae. Lecrae is a rapper, and it's like literally 25-person operation. They got a whole office space, 4 studios, compound. Like, imagine this on crack and corporate in downtown Boston. And that's a rapper. It's a rapper. Rappers can get 50,000, 200,000, 300,000 for a show. Rappers can get like brand deals, opportunities, and shit like that. I feel like production is fire if you're a producer artist, like Metro Boomin. You feel me? Like Metro Boomin. Or if you're like if you came up in the classic era of production, like in the 90s.
Like Dre and shit. Yeah,
like Dre, Tricky Stewart, Timbaland, where you could get 200,000 for a beat, but you're not getting that today. Yeah. And half of the time, like, labels aren't even clearing your advance in time. Like, you see all these freaking producers talking about, yo, I still haven't got paid for some shit I did 2 years ago. Whereas if you a successful rapper, nigga, even if the label's not paying you like your royalties on time or whatever, let's say you are signed, like you're getting paid for shows. That's a free flight. Like I'm here right now off of some rap shit. Like they flew me out on some rap shit. Like but personally, I love both. Like I love all of it. Like I'm like there's no way that I could only be a rapper. There's no way that I could only be a producer. You know, I'm like selective about who I produce for, but like there's no way I could like my brain doesn't work like that. Like when I see something, I want to like contribute to it. When I see something dope that I like, I want to pour into it. I want to contribute to it. And you can't do that only being a rapper.
That's true.
You know, so I did that answer your question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. Everybody, normally I stump people, and then when I'm like, they're like, oh, and they just sit there like going back and forth, and then they'll always be like, you know what, producer. And I'm like, damn, I'm surprised, but you're the first person that said artist.
Bro, I feel like when you're an artist, you could build an island.
You're the first.
You can build an island, like an island of people that you pay all their bills. I've seen it in person. There's people that travel with J. Cole every day. He pays all their bills. All they do is work with Dreamville and J. Cole. I mean, I work with Reach. They pay all my bills damn near. Aside from stuff I do outside of there, but like, that's just from working there. You know, like I seen people literally make their whole life traveling with Lil Durk. And he's getting $300,000 a show, walking into the studio. Cash, like I've seen it. So, and I know I'm a really good rapper, like really good, like really good. You feel me? So it's like, to me, it's like, I would understand if I wasn't good. I would understand if I wasn't consistent, if I wasn't already working hard. But like, I've seen how much money niggas can make in this. I've seen how much lives people can change in this. Why would I not want to be that? Why would I not want to have that? I feel like when you're a producer, you only get that level of respect when you blow an artist or when somebody big takes you into their camp and like really brings you in. You feel me? Yeah. But even then, you could still get hoed out if you're not a producer artist. If you're not doing what Metro is doing or Benny X is doing or even like what Devo is doing right now. Like people not going to respect you unless you have like that level of like, Monty Booker, I'm respected for developing this person's sound. Or Hit Boy with Nas right now. Like that's the only way you get that level of respect and validation. So, and then artists, you can't trust them. If you're a producer, you can't trust rappers. You can't trust artists at all.
That is true.
Like even if they your family, your people's, like everyone gets hold in this shit, bro. Everyone. You could get snaked by anybody, bro. So Matt, it's overwhelming. Like literally my life became 10 times more peaceful when I decided that I'm gonna stop coming to niggas on some like, let me produce for you type shit. And I'm gonna just do it for me and my brother and my like direct peoples. Even with my direct peoples, unless they ask me for shit, I'm not sending packs out no more. Damn. I got like my main circle of artists that like I work with like at Reach, and then artists that like I'm building with, but I'm not asking them, yo, let me do this for you. It's like, nah, like they know what it is and they want to build. So my life became 10 times easier. Cause nigga, I used to be at the Sound Lab like cooking up for mad niggas, records wouldn't come out. And I'm like, oh, I'm trying to develop this proof of concept that like, yo, I could really like cook up for artists, develop artists, all that. And then I was doing that. I would do whole EPs for people and they wouldn't even shout me out on stage. You feel me? Like give them their best music ever, nigga. You niggas won't even shout you out on stage.
I hate that shit when people don't credit producers like that, bro.
Bro,
50% of it.
Bro, with what the way we produce, it's 75%.
Bro, I was gonna say I argue with people sometimes beats are 80% of the song, even I'd say.
It depends, because if you just a beat maker, you just cook up beats. I get it. It's like really like 20-30%, because then you got to put the engineer, organizing, sequencing, all that as another one. But I'm engineering, producing a beat, producing a song, vocal producing you, coming up with the marketing plan, coming up with the rollout, helping you plan and strategize events.
It's damn near 95% at that point.
We're the fucking label. So, but then you work on the shit, and then other artists are just like, oh, you just made the beats. It's like, bro, what the fuck did you just say, bro? Like we literally had a situation. Me and my brother was working on this project, and like we were doing like a listening session, and they were asking everyone in the room about like opinions on the project and shit like that. And then people in the room were kind of just like unintentionally shitting on us in a way by saying, nah, y'all just made the beats. You should do whatever you want though. Saying that to the artist. Ultimately, it's your music. Ultimately, but that's not what we came. I didn't come in here for you to make a diary. It's like a collaborative thing. Like, I don't like just send niggas shit to just do whatever they want. That's not how I produce. Like, I want equity in the situation. Like, I want the vision to go all the way. You know, so I feel like a lot of producers that actually produce, they don't get that level of respect until they step into being a producer artist, you know? And that's what I'm saying. Like, if niggas pick being a producer over being a rapper, okay. But I'm not about to sit on my laptop, make 50 beats a week, and then get one placement a quarter. I'm not doing that, bro. I'm not doing that. You feel me?
Bro.
So, yeah.
Jesus, bro. I got to ask you. How'd you go about building the brand? Because I don't even know. I was trying to think the past like 2 or 3 days what video this was. But I found out about you from a YouTube video, bro.
A YouTube video?
I found out about a YouTube video that was like breaking down artists that are going to blow up in a year. And it was like Tom the Mailman was in there. But that's the first time I saw you. Was
in a YouTube video?
In a YouTube video talking about artists that were going to blow up. This was like a year or two ago, I'm pretty sure.
Who did the YouTube video?
I don't fucking remember. I've been trying to remember the past 2 or 3 days, but there's a video like Tom the Mailman. Don't you have a song with him too?
I don't, but I've seen him at a show before in Atlanta.
I swear I saw you guys together or something beforehand. But
yeah,
Tom the Mailman was in the video because that's how I found out about him. But you were literally in a
Clark
video.
D.
I swear to God, bro. You were in a video talking about artists that were going to blow up. Like it was about young, it was literally called Underground. I forget what, but something along the lines of underground artists that are gonna blow up in the next couple of years. And it was like Tom the Mailman. You were on there. I forget. There might have been other people that I saw, but you were the only person from Mass that was on there. And I didn't even put 2 and 2 together until I think I saw you on a show flyer or something. And that's when I found out you were from Mass. And I was like, what the fuck, bro?
That's kind of crazy.
Yeah. Like, that's why I wanted to tell you beforehand, but I'm like, let me say this for the podcast. I can't even remember. I feel bad. I can't remember the video. But how'd you go about building your brand? Because I feel like you just got it. Like, obviously the music's there, but branding wise, you got that shit on lock, bro.
Yeah, well, I appreciate that, bro.
You do.
How? I mean, like, I'm really like, it's kind of like, I'm like really obsessive. I'm like an overanalyzer, nosy, like, and I do it quietly. Like, I've been new about do over don't. Just watch all the videos, breaking down the way y'all do the colors, branding, marketing. That's what I do. It's just, I'm just nosy like that. So then when I see somebody I like that I see myself in, I'm like, okay, this is what they're doing. This is the equipment they have. This is how they're shooting this. How do I put me inside of it and then build with it? So I think for me, God has blessed me with like that, like intuition to like break things down. And then also to give me that like need to want to spread my message as far and wide as possible. And I know I needed to be able to brand myself a specific way to do that. I need to build a bulletproof brand that like, oh, if Clark D's involved in something, if Clark D's asking me to do something, you know, like this shit is like worth tuning into, worth being a part of. So I think I built it really off of just like, I would watch YouTube videos of like LVRN. Like, Love Renaissance, they got Summer Walker, Six Flags,
Nah.
West Side Boogie.
I listened to fucking multiple of them, but I didn't know that there was like a collective.
Bro, I'm that type of dude where like, oh, if there's a specific artist, I'm doing all my research to break down their situation. Like, you can name an artist and I could probably break down, oh, this is what they got, this is what they got. Because to me, like, that's how you like become a chef. Like, you need to know the ingredients. So I'll be watching LVRN, like videos of LVRN, and I can send it to you because you want to run a label. And they were talking about creative marketing. Carlo Ramon, his name sounds familiar. Yeah. But the Spotify for Artists did a curated series on YouTube, and the dude from LVRN, the marketing guy from LVRN, he did a video about like buying people in 5 ways. You buy them in mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, and I forgot what the 5th one was, or maybe it was just 4. And so he was showing how like with Rory was the artist that they had signed, how like they created spreadsheets to say, okay, how are we gonna roll this song out and touch these things. So my first proof of concept for that was a song called Hard that I had with C4. And I'm like, how can I impact people mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, you know? And I curated a series of like different live activations, shot 3 different music videos to it.
Damn.
Yeah, like shot like a backyard type of lyric video. I shot a video on a moped riding through Boston. No one has ever done that before. There's an entire lyric video. The whole lyric video is me riding on a moped as an action movie style thing. Action movie style shots, but I'm riding through Boston, like the hoods of Boston.
I didn't even see that. I gotta see that shit.
It's called Hard lyric video. It's on YouTube.
See that shit.
And yeah, like I'm like, I want to trigger people like that because, oh, this is my neighborhood. This is like, oh, I want to be a part of this because he's highlighting different areas. Oh, I know he's on Seaver Street right now, or I know he's here, you know. So that's how I wanted to trigger that. And then physically, we printed like hard water bottles out. It's like, if you work hard, this hat too is a part of that rollout.
What the hell, bro?
Yeah. So if I want to give people some memorabilia, like a collectible. So if you're working hard, you need to drink water. So we printed custom water bottle covers and wrapped it around like Poland Spring or whatever bottles with QR codes with the song.
Damn.
And when we would have shows, we'd sell the bottles for like $2-3.
Damn.
And you're not paying for the water per se, you're paying for the brand and the experience that comes with like, oh, now I have a hard water bottle, you know? So I'd be thinking about that. So we created a whole Google Doc spreadsheet, like not a Dropbox Doc spreadsheet. I still have it. I can show you this shit of like the different ways we want to impact people. And even spiritually, like how we want to impact people to lead towards like joining our village, you know. And that song was very effective in doing that, you know. And I'm big on setting fundamentals in the beginning and then letting shit just rock after. Like when you raise a kid, you stay on the rules. And then as they grow up in life, you kind of give them a gray area to like find their way. So yeah, like once I started following those principles about like creative marketing and just like being intentional with the brand, I just wanted to like put that in the art, put that in the visuals. I know I want my shit to be a certain quality. I'd be watching J. Cole Dreamville documentaries. I'm like, I want shit like this, like shit that feels cinematic when I'm in the studio breaking stuff down, because I'd be on YouTube looking at them shit. Do it. Yeah. So okay, bet. So what camera do I need? I bought my first camera was like me and my homies and my brother. We bought a Sony A63.
Oh, that was my second camera. That was my second camera.
Yeah, great camera. And I did research, got a Sigma 16mm lens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, with the filter and stuff like that. And recently just upgraded to Sony A7 III. I'm about to probably cop a Black Magic soon. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like thinking of like, what are other people doing to like tell their story? And all this is about storytelling. You know, everything that my whole brand, when it started clicking, was all like documentary style, like true to life. If you look at at first it was super conceptual shit, but then I started transitioning to doing more documentary, true to life, like highlighting areas of Mattapan, Hyde Park, Dorchester, Roxbury, so that like when people are bought into what we're doing and look back, they'd be like, oh, this is Boston. That's what I've been trying to do. Like, oh, this is the real Boston. This is not niggas in a parking lot with a rented car. This is not a trap house. This is not a whole production studio half the time. This is like real areas, real people, real things. That was intentional. And also unintentional, just like letting God do his thing and just listening to my intuition and just going with it. And yeah, like I knew that like I want people to like, I want to highlight this life that I love so much, Boston, just being black, being in America, like being Haitian, like I want to highlight these things, you know, before I step into this whole creative world that I'm in right now. And just figuring out like what pieces do what. You know, that's how I kind of like built the brand in a way. And I also I'm big on like controlling a narrative. I want to make sure that like, yo, if Clark's a part of something, like this shit, it feels right. It is right. Like this shit is like if I say, yo, I'd love to do some shit with y'all, I'm not like acting weird, ducking shit around. I say, here's what I could do. I'm not available right now, but when I am, I got you. I hit y'all up. Hey, I'm be in town this time. If it lines up, let's do it. And then I actually fucking show up. You get what I'm saying? I actually show up. I'm not coming in with no weird energy. I'm not coming in with like 50 different niggas and different vibes. Like I'm coming in straightforward, letting y'all do y'all, soaking in the energy. Like that's how I am. Like that's how I carry myself. So I think it translates in the brand. Like, and it's gonna go even like, I haven't even really done nothing yet. I feel like 2023 is like the first year of my career. I've been doing this shit 9 years. I feel like 2023 is the first year of my career. So I haven't even done, not everything else was a proof of concept. With this project I'm about to drop, it's like, oh, like now people are gonna be like.
I was gonna ask you, because you've dropped a project every year, and I saw that there wasn't one this year, and I'm like, you got something coming.
Yeah, I do. I'm actually about to announce it maybe like today, tomorrow.
Damn,
I'm shooting a video for it today. This project's special too. Like it's like, and I'm glad you noticed I drop a project every year.
Yeah,
you know?
I noticed.
Yeah.
I looked at the years. I'm like, this dude drops one every year, and they all look pretty cohesive from the covers and stuff. I've heard some of them, but I haven't heard all the projects.
Yeah. When you have the time, definitely listen. Like, but yeah, I'm working on a project. It's called CLARKDPROPAGANDA.
Damn.
It's like, it's gonna be my most merchandised, most like fleshed out.
The name propaganda, I'm assuming. So.
You feel me? Like you see what I'm doing here. So, it's like special shit. Like, and I dropped a 6-pack earlier this year.
Damn.
In June. I'm on like maybe like my 12th release of the year.
Damn.
I got my 13th song coming out on this Thursday, with Key.
Oh,
and
shit.
Then yeah, like project coming August 1st. You know.
Damn, August 1st?
Yeah, August 1st. And then
that might be, when is this episode dropping? It will drop August 9th.
August 9th. So the project drops on all DSPs August 8th. I did a partnership with this platform called.
It's coming out the day before. That's gonna be fire time.
Yeah, that's a great time.
That's great time.
It's an amazing time. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. So everything's kind of just lining up, bro. I'm just letting God do his thing. Like, but I do have a project in the works, 13 tracks. I got some dope producers on it. I produced most of it. Feels really good. There's a lot of bangers on it too. So I don't know. Yeah.
What's the overall vibe?
The overall vibe is just Clark D. Like, there's a lot of energy songs. There's a lot of storytelling. There's a lot of dark bangers. But then it's a lot of like triumphant type records. Like, I'm like a weird art. This is why I drop albums, because I make a lot of shit, a lot of different feelings, and it's all me. You know, so it's still cohesive. Like, you just gotta hear it, and it's like, oh, like this is like a listening experience. Like start, conflict resolution, like whole thing, you know. But the vibe is very aggressive. It's very like preparing for war and all the different feelings with war, you know, like being in the trenches, coming out on top, still realizing that there's more to do, the trauma that comes with being a part of war. You know what I mean? Like, that's this whole thing, because I feel like I'm at war right now. So, you know, yeah, that's why it's called Clark D Propaganda. You know, yeah.
You got me hype. You got me hype.
Yeah. We're actually doing a show August 26th. If you're free, pull up. Yeah.
Oh, I might be. We have a show in New York the 20th. Is that a Saturday?
Yeah, Saturday. Yeah.
We have a show in New York that same day.
Damn. All good. I think there's a couple things happening in September too. So can't speak on them yet, but yeah.
You got me hype, bro.
Yeah.
I haven't asked somebody about rollouts in a while, but when I do the timestamps, I'm putting that as a description. Thank you for touching on how important rollouts are, because a lot of times, bro, people do not want to talk about that shit.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people just don't know how to articulate what they got going on with rollouts. I got like 7 dates planned, release parties in 2 states, concerts in 2 states. And we're trying to like expand, do more stuff in Connecticut, Rhode Island, New York, and then keep growing in Atlanta, spread to Miami. So it's like, it's really like a little conquest we got going on, the entrepreneur way too. So, you know, like rollouts are important. You know, I feel like people just don't like answering hard questions because it makes them sound like they aren't doing the work, you know, and I try to make sure I'm doing the work. So, yeah.
You talking about doing the work. I see for this. And I feel you're a hustler, and I feel like you'll have stuff to say about this.
Okay.
Motherfuckers that think that they're going to get into this music shit and just right away, they don't got to work. They could just going to go to the studio, record, and that's good. Because me and C4 were talking about it. A lot of people be like embarrassed to work a 9 to 5 if they're an artist and just put their ego to the side. Or even if it's not a 9 to 5, just work a job in general. What's your thoughts on that mindset?
I feel like the worst thing you could be in life is broke. Like the worst. And it's a lot of broke artists. A lot of artists want you to believe in them when they don't believe in themselves and they aren't willing to do the work to show you that your time is valuable. I feel like not wanting to work, you got to have a really legitimate reason for it. Because I don't know a single artist, give or take a few people that are already massively successful, that stopped working for a valid reason. Every artist that says, oh, I want to stop working so I can focus on music. To me, they're procrastinators. They have horrible time management. And it's like, okay, stop working. Spend 3 months building everything you need for the year. Because you don't need to be doing music every day to succeed as an underground artist. In my opinion, you could shoot videos for 3 days and have enough for 6 to 7 months. You feel me? Like, you're shooting this pod right now. This shit's coming out in 3 weeks. Like, you have a machine. Like art. Like, a lot of artists don't think like that. Don't think about preparation and understand what their life is. So, understanding that the worst thing you could be is broke. Not working a job makes no sense. You feel me? Like, not like, because then it's just like, how are you going to get money for studio time? And most times people are afraid of credit or have bad credit. I love credit.
Credit is a superpower, bro.
Bro, it's a superpower. And it's like, but you need income to build your credit. And then dudes say stupid shit like, oh, I don't want to work, so I'm going to get a real estate license. or it's like, Uber's work. Do an Uber, DoorDash, this work. You know, like, I feel like a lot of artists and just creatives in general just aren't disciplined. And then when they do go to work, they get consumed by their job.
And it's not even, bro, what pisses me off with people that do the DoorDash and Uber thing, if you're going and you're on a set schedule, it's good. But the people our age that do that, they'll just get enough money for the bare minimum, and that's what they consider working. Is like, oh, I just got my phone bill and my car bill. I'm going to go make enough money to do that, get a 2-hour studio session, and I don't need any more bread. But then you get down to the gritty, oh, you want to drop an album, you got to get a cover done. You got to get a music video shot. You got to get promo for that music video. You got to get X, Y, and Z, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, bro, that's why mad artists don't make it, and they just are neglectful of it. Like, that's a harsh truth. In general in life, you're right. The worst thing is being broke. Yeah. But in this music shit, it takes bread. We all fucking hate the fact that it takes so much bread, but that's just the reality of it.
No, it takes bread. Or really good relationships.
It's a both.
You feel me?
Both,
and
honestly.
I'll be honest, it's a lot of people with more money than me. It's a lot of people with more money than me. But if you went to Atlanta and saw how we were living, like, you'd be like, you get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like self-awareness is the most important thing you need as an artist. I know from my situation, I don't need the most money. I need enough to pay my bills, allow me to move around freely, and save in case of an emergency. I don't mind asking my parents to help me out with stuff. I don't do that because I handle my business. You get what I'm saying? But I'm not about to be shacked up at my mom's crib doing nothing when there's shit to do. Like, I'd rather take a risk and spend $1,500, $2,000 a month living in another state if I have the potential to make 10 bands a month, 12, 13, 14 bands a month, and I'm working with people that are making that. You get what I'm saying? So I understand, if I'm working a job and I'm working too much, I'm working 60 hours a week, that's stupid. What business do I have working 60 hours a week unless there's a plan? I work 60 hours a week for 6 months. I get 20, 30K saved, 40K saved, and then for 3 months, I leave the job, focus on the shit I got to focus on. A lot of people, they say they don't want to work, but they don't have a plan. Or a lot of people say, I'm going to work, I'm going to stack my bread, but there's no plan. You feel me? It's just like, also you're working in places that aren't building a skill. You know, a lot of people, they do shit that don't build skills or don't build relationships, or they're in areas where there's no relationships to build. It's like, what are you doing? You feel me? And then you try to break shit down to them. And I feel like too many artists feel like they know what they got going on. And then that's why they be broke. You know, I could be the first to say I'm figuring this shit out. We all figuring this shit out. I'm learning every day. I'm pivoting every day. I'm letting God guide this shit. You get what I'm saying? And there's not one true answer, you know? But at the end of the day, I know the fundamentals of this shit is strategy, planning, and then letting God do what he got to do, letting shit work out, and cool. But then artists be acting like the way you're saying, I don't want to work a job, but then they don't put records out. They don't put nothing out. When they're working, they don't put nothing out. When they're not working, they don't put nothing out. They don't throw shows. They don't perform in shows. And when they do perform in shows, they don't promote the shows. They're not putting out quality records. So it's like, what are you doing? You feel me? You're broke and you don't got records out. You get what I'm saying?
Don't make no sense, bro.
Or it's just like, you're working 60 hours a week and you don't have records out. And like you said, niggas just plan, and they don't execute nothing. Not even one bubble checked off. It's
Next thing you know, a year's gone by, bro.
Yeah, 2 years gone by. And then you have a kid. Now, let's make this even deeper. Then you nutting a shorty raw. Yeah. Or you're smoking weed, spending mad money on bud, spending mad money on different shit.
Yo, I gotta say that. Everybody that claims to be broke all the fucking time still finds a way to have money for fucking weed.
Marijuana, bro.
Marijuana.
Bro, it's crazy, bro. And you know what I realized too? That's also what made me stop working with a lot of people, because I realized like a lot of people aren't even disciplined enough to like make smart life decisions for their career. You feel me? I know personally, like I'm an impulsive person. My mom raised me a specific way. My dad raised me a specific way. You know, I thank God for the fact that like I got a good head on my shoulders. The only way I can live the way I'm living right now is with discipline. You know, because I might not be making as much as like somebody working in fucking tech right now. I know I'm gonna be a millionaire for sure, but I'm living a very like, I'm happy. You feel me? Like I'm happy. Like I get to do what I love. Paid off car. Like I'm in Atlanta. I'm not in the trenches in Atlanta. I got a fire spot. You get what I'm saying? Like it's cool. Like
Life
it's cool.
is good.
It's cool, and it's gonna get better. But it's only happening this way from discipline. Like it's only happening this way. Like I don't smoke weed. You feel me? I don't smoke. I mean, I had like lung surgery and shit, but I don't smoke weed. I don't spend crazy bread on shorties. I don't buy designer stuff. Most of the clothes I wear are gifts, are free. This hat, my friend made, I bartered a service. This, free. Shirt, my friend designed this, free. You get what I'm saying? It's like, at the end of the day, I live like understanding my situation, and I spend 80% of my money on music.
Damn.
Like 85%. Like 85%. Like I got 3 studio setups. You feel me? And I got a $2,000 camera. Like that's what I'm spending my money on. That's what I'm spending my credit on. Like that's what I'm spending my time on. Niggas be doing this shit and be spending it on dumb shit that they don't need. Or like imagine how many people had PPP loans. Imagine how many people were collecting PUA and are broke right now. Mm-hmm. Can't be me. I took my PUA money and moved to Atlanta. You feel? That's what I did, bro. You niggas is like,
dude.
Like I don't be understanding that. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't be like. And then I realized like a lot of people, the reason why they'll never make it is because they not disciplined, bro. They don't really understand like if you're trying to really make this shit and become like rich or successful in this shit, like you're trying to change social classes. That's not gonna happen. But like just from you being
Hoping
regular,
it won't work.
you gotta really like do shit on paper, or wait until one of your homies blows up and then you dick ride that shit. You feel me? But unfortunately, in our situation in Boston, like, there's not two people that have it to the point where they could just bless somebody with a certain level of success. You get what I'm saying? Even the biggest niggas are still figuring this shit out. The biggest niggas in our scene are still figuring this shit out. Nobody has it like that where they could just, oh, I'm going to put you on this record and this just going to pay your bills for the rest of your life. Like Brent Fires, he got a song with this dude named Paperboy Fab, right? It's called Language.
Damn.
Bro, because of Brent's success, Paperboy Fab doesn't have to work to pay his rent.
Damn.
Off of one song, bro.
That shit is crazy.
There's nobody in Boston like that. That is like willing to, you got to understand it. You got to work knowing that. Like, you don't got a big homie, bro, that can really just change your life in 2 seconds. I can tell you, I probably know of, like, in this Boston shit, the highest, whatever, nobody is just going to come and just change a situation like that. You don't know Drake, bro. You feel me? You don't know fucking Kendrick, bro. Yeah, J. Cole. Bro. And even, like, I've been in the room with all of them, aside from Kendrick, and it's like, these niggas aren't going to change your life in a snap of a fingers, bro. You got to do the work, bro. A lot of people, they want instant gratification. I'm putting out an album a year off of principle. I'm trying to put out 35 songs this year.
God damn, bro.
I'm on 13. I submitted my album 4 weeks ago. Signed a deal with United Masters. Gave them 3 singles in a month. Damn. Shot videos to every single single. Nigga, I'm still figuring this shit out. I headline a show in Atlanta. Headline a show in Boston. I'm still figuring this shit out. You feel me? Like, this is gonna take a lot of work. Like, and niggas don't be trying to have the principle. They're waiting for a moment, waiting for whatever, but they're not even doing research. Like, okay, you could work in the shadows and figure your shit out and come out with like a complete product. Sure. But you don't know what the hell life is gonna throw at you while you're working on this product. You know what I mean? And I feel like as a creative, like, especially in Boston, you kind of have to be like entrepreneurship minded, executive minded. Like, the product is never going to be all the way complete. You're evolving, you're growing, you're experiencing more things in life. You get what I'm saying? Like, do over don't. Like, do what you got to do. Like, as you can do it right now within your means, and then grow it in time. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like consistency is like the ultimate, like, test. Like, nobody can crack the code, but the code is consistency, you know, and consistently growing, consistently learning, consistently evolving. Like, that's what you got to do, you know, but not everyone's built for that. That's why 95% of these niggas will never go nowhere. Bro, I'm probably on my like second generation of this Boston music shit, bro. I seen what happened to the niggas before me, bro.
Yo, that leads perfectly because I know, it's 103. I know you got to go soon. So
yeah.
I had like 2 more questions I wanted to get out. You need to do a part 2 when you come back because I got to say, bro, I love the unfilteredness. Obviously, you're not like just straight up shitting on people and shit, but you just got no filter. It's raw. Like, this is one of the most raw episodes I've done in a while, and I fucking love it.
Yeah.
But you talking about that, I fucking said you've been in the scene for 9 years.
Yeah.
Seeing the growth, obviously you're in Atlanta now, but just seeing the growth overall. I mean, I came in the scene like 3.5, 4 years ago.
Yeah.
The amount of growth I've seen in that time period, but being there from fucking the beginning not the beginning, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, how do you feel about the way things were when you started and the way things are now?
I feel like when I first started, I was maybe like 15, 16. And I wasn't as connected to the music scene all the way. That probably wasn't until I was like 18, 19. I was more so like in my high school Boys and Girls Club. But I was hip to niggas on some internet shit like Avenue, Michael Christmas, Cousin Stiz, Latrell, like from some internet shit like blogs. I remember when Noisy Raps came to Boston, did a interview on Cousin Stiz. OG Swagger Dick was in it. All these different niggas is doing what they gotta do. And, you know, they were doing it. And obviously they were young niggas just trying to figure this shit out. You feel me? I don't feel like all of them, like, knew how far this shit could possibly go. You know, like, and I was even talking to Tim the other day, like you kind of learn as you go. You know what I mean? Like, they kind of was learning as they were going. I feel like this new generation, it's like we got to watch them, like, come up. make mistakes, make the right decisions, and we know like how we want to do this shit. And we're like aggressively entrepreneurship minded. We're aggressively community minded. You know what I mean? Like it's not super cliquey. It's cliquey enough. Everyone don't need to be buddy.
Yeah.
You feel me? It's cliquey enough. But it's like there's so many different components now in this music shit, you know? And I think there's a couple people like that established the blueprint. I mean, you got DJ Real P, you got Rob puts in work. Like Rob put me on a show with Michael Christmas. You get what I'm saying? That's when I first met Michael Christmas from my homie Rob.
Shout out Rob.
You know, shout out Rob. Like at the end of the day, it's like, or Most High. It's like once I got connected to Most High, that was really my first, like Sean Wire, Najee Janey, Milkshaw Benedict. Like that was like my first. I threw an event with them on it at the Black Market. That was like my first time, like being like, oh, people outside of like the shit we got going on with like Thrill. It was Cycle Streetwear at the time. Like, you get what I'm saying? So things are evolving. There's a lot of different people. You know, I feel like the content shit is helping people grow too, like building a following. But I think a lot of people thought shit would be like with SoundCloud, like how SoundCloud was. You know, you could just upload a song and it just goes. But that's not how shit is now. Shit is kind of like how it used to be, where it's about raw storytelling and like really putting in the work, you know. And yeah, you can have a lucky moment on TikTok, but unless it really goes all the way, like you still got to put in the work, bro. Like a platform's not going to do it for you. You got to study these platforms and aggressively put the shit out. Like Tim LaRue, because it's this manager, he was saying he was able to like study YouTube really well. You know, I feel like with platforms like these, like y'all are studying like these different platforms well, the algorithms well, and you realize, okay, short form content consistently is helping grow this platform. So I'm gonna keep pumping this out. You know, I don't know if there were too many platforms like these before. And that's just with the time, like podcasts being more relevant, creative spaces being more relevant and stuff. I'm like looking at the scene now and there's a lot of like different people trying their hardest, and they're trying their hardest while trying to bring people with them. So I think right now we have all the formulas to like, I feel like this generation is going to be the one to take it, and 20 years from now, it's going to be like, damn, like these niggas really like figure this shit out. You feel me? And I feel like even with what I'm doing, like everywhere I'm going, I got like 9 to 15 different artists with me. You know what I mean? Or like, damn. I'm really like a student of this culture. Like I'm studying everybody top to bottom. You know what I mean? So it's just like being involved. I'm bringing people out top to bottom. You know, like I'm paying homage top to bottom. You know what I mean? I feel like if I'm establishing a precedent with that and I take it all the way, and I will, you know, like that'll establish a precedent with the young niggas younger than me to be like, oh, okay, this is what Clark and them did from us watching Cousin Stiz and them. This is what Clark and them did. And this is what happened. And now we'll create an actual pipeline. I feel like before there wasn't a clear pipeline. Now it's like the pipeline's being built. It's like, oh, when you fuck with this person, this road you take, you get co-signed by this person talks about you. Boom, you go to this space, Sound Lab takes you here, you go here, boom, boom, boom. Soon it's gonna be, all right, you go to Atlanta, you fuck with who? You go to LA, you fuck with who? Go to New York, you fuck with who? And it's like this Boston thing. You know what I mean? Like, I like to call myself Harriet Tubman. You know, like even Latrell James, he's my big homie. I got him like his first show at Aisle 5 in Atlanta. Damn. You know, performing at the shit I was throwing in Atlanta. So it's like, that's like even like that. Like Latrell's on a run on the artist shit. He's like stepping out on the artist shit way more. It's like, that's a good look for him. And he's doing it with a Boston nigga that's like so inspired by him. So it's like shit like that. You know, so I feel like we're all in a good place right now. Everybody's trying. And it's funny because they're all my homies. So that's what I love the most. Like, I'm not confused about like, yo, who is this nigga? Like, I can say, oh, this person knows this person. And it's my homies really running a lot of this shit now. So it's like, we knew each other since high school. You know, like The Chamber or like Enjoy the Thrill. Like, I've known Cam and Steven from Thrill. I've known them for like 10 years now. Damn. Like, I went to high school with Steph. Like, nigga, I'm about to link them after this. Like, those are my brothers, like, for life. And we're running this shit. So, as like this, now all we need to do is make $250,000 a quarter or $1 million on paper, and this shit is cemented in stone. If I can make $1 million in a year off of this rap shit, and I will within like the next 4 to 5 years, then this shit'll be complete. Cause then I could pay people. And I'm gonna really do this shit the entrepreneur way. I could be like, oh, you're a young nigga, you doing good for your life. What you got going on? All right, hop on this record. This is what you gotta do for the paperwork. This is how it's gonna be streamed. This is what you gotta do to set it up for your bank account. Let this record, it'll probably pay you like $1,500, $2,000 a month. Spend this money wisely. Don't do it on bullshit. And use this money that you have from this record with me or the show I put you on, where I could pay you $2,000, $3,000 or whatever, put you in front of 5,000, 10,000 people. It's like, oh, use that money and reinvest it. This is what I did when I was coming up. Like, I could do that when $1 million is made. Like, I could show people, oh, hey, when you have this capital, this is what you invested in. Like, I could tell people what to do now, but unfortunately, a lot of my success is based on my discipline, and a lot of people don't have that level of discipline. And I feel like a lot of people don't need that level of discipline even. It's just where Boston is at. Like, you need someone that's like super, or people that are like super locked in and have a lot of principle to pave the way. And then once that is, you could be as irresponsible as you want because the infrastructure is there. You know, whether you blow it or not, it's entirely up to you. But now it's like, oh, there's people that are showing you. Like, think about how many artists succeeded after Kanye made it or after Jay-Z made it. There's no Kanye without Jay-Z. There's no J. Cole as big as he is without Jay-Z. There's no Rihanna without Jay-Z.
Drake without Kanye.
You feel me? So you understand that. There's no Drake without Lil Wayne, without Birdman. You feel me? So all this is like principle. You know, so I understand that we're at like the forefront of this renaissance and we need to be very principled. You know, and I feel like a lot of the homies are. I feel like I am. And I know exactly what we need to do. You know, so I feel like we'll look at this interview 10, 15 years from now and you'll be like, damn, like, we really did it. You feel me? So that's kind of what it is. Like, and that's why I'm not even afraid to speak on the plans because nothing I'm saying is wrong. And I'm also working for people that are doing that.
I have no doubt that the scene's going to be like that.
Yeah.
I have no doubt about it, bro.
Yeah, like I was thinking the other day, I'm like, in about 5 years from now, there'll be like 3 to 5 artists on the Billboard Top 100, and they'll be from Boston.
100%.
You feel me?
100%.
Because the thing is, we've never had an artist from Boston, maybe in the past 10, 15 years, have a record on the Top 100. And 5 years from now, it'll be 3 to 5 of us.
I believe that, bro.
And I'll probably be one of them. I swear to you.
I definitely believe that fucking.
Yeah. You know, and it'll be fun. It'll be fun. And the thing is, too, is like, I know how to make niggas money in this shit. So I feel like that's the thing I know now. Niggas can't help you out because they don't know how to make you make money. It's like, I know how to make you make money. You know, I could be like, oh, successful Clark could be like, oh, I'm hopping on Do Over Don't. All right, Audio Mac, I have a relationship with y'all. Or Rockstar Energy, I have a relationship with y'all. I need y'all to sponsor this episode. I need y'all to like spend ad revenue on this episode that I'm on. Because my name is generating interest. I'm driving up SEO and I'm hopping on this podcast. I need you to spend 15 in ad credits on this. It's like, oh, okay, yeah. You're Clark D. So then I come here and it's like, oh, like, this is like our highest streamed episode. We can merchandise this. You feel me? Like, that's possible. It's all possible. That's why it's very imperative to take this shit all the way. Because when you have a bulletproof brand and you take it all the way, you can make everyone money. Like, everyone, like, without even doing work. You feel me? That's what I'm like really building towards. To me, it's like niggas say, oh, I want clout, I want this thing. Nah, I want my biggest flex to be, I put my kids through college with the shit I did with you. That's me. That's like real money. Like, oh, I'm paying my bills off of what I did with you. And the fact that I'm in Atlanta and I'm working at a label, that's like 20 years ago, they were all niggas in high school. And they took it all the way and they putting their kids through college off of art.
It's more possible than we think.
It's like, no, like it is. Yeah, like it's like there. It's there. Yeah, I know, bro. It's there. And there's a formula. It is there. A lot of niggas don't see it. This is why I'm glad I moved to Atlanta. Because I'm living it. I'm like witnessing niggas that came before me or you see Lil Durk walk in with $300,000 cash, bro. You see dudes walk in with $200,000 bulletproof Escalade fleet. You see Playboy Cardi coming with a Hellcat SRT. Why bought? Bro, you see it. And you know which one's for you, which one's not for you. You see the artists that have been in studios with Diddy, Jermaine Dupri, and are still working regular jobs. Oh, you see what they did that was like, oh, okay, I can't do it like that. Like, you understand, it's not about who you're in the room with. It's about your plan and the infrastructure for your plan. Like, you see it, like, when you're there, like, I'm in the middle of all this. You feel me? Like, I'm working with people that are like, work with Summer Walker and still got to work a 9 to 5. And you think you're in fucking Boston, Massachusetts working with nobody and you can't work a job?
I know, bro. It's ridiculous, dude.
Niggas be in the studio with fucking Diddy and have to work jobs.
No, dog. It's crazy, bro.
And to me, it's like, bro, like, come on. Like I get to see it. Like, I'm seeing it. God has put me in a position where I can see it and I know, okay. You know, and I'm matured more and I know I can't just tell niggas what they got to do. I just got to do it. So it's fun. Like, I'm loving where shit is at right now. You know, so.
Bro, that shit was facts. It's all perception because a lot of people won't take a second to realize. They think, oh, I mean, it takes you seeing that, like you said. I'm sure if someone was in the studio and saw Dirk walk in with 300,000, but that's the problem. Most people wouldn't think about it in the way me or you would think about it. Like, damn, this shit's right in front of me. This shit is possible as fuck. Like, this dude shits, piss, everything the same fucking way. There's nothing different except for the fact that this dude put in the work. But then so many people get caught up with the shit. Instead, they'll be like, yo, I'm in the room with Lil Durk. I gotta go take my phone out. I gotta go take a picture. That would be mad people's reactions. And it's crazy because with that shit, perception, I forget which episode I was talking about it recently, but perception is such a big thing when it comes to all of that, bro.
Yeah. I think perception is a thing, but also self-awareness is a thing too. Because if you're not self-aware, like, what you perceive doesn't matter. Like, you're never gonna find a way to, like, bring it to you and, like, translate it to how it affects your life. Like, you're just there. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like things are working out for me because I'm aware of who I am, where I'm at. I'm delusional enough, but I'm not, like, clueless about where I'm at. Like, I know I have all these great ideas, but nothing matters until I have this shit on paper. You feel me? Like, I understand that, like, niggas be putting the cart before the horse. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna tell niggas what the vision is, and if they fuck with it, cool. But it's gonna happen regardless. And the older I get, the more I'm shutting up. The more I'm like, all right, y'all. Like, y'all just gonna have to see this. Like, you feel me? Like, at that point, there's no, oh, I'm in the room with so-and-so. It's like, you don't even know.
You just have fucking Dirk on your album randomly one day.
And it's like, oh, like, how the fuck did he?
That's what
I told y'all.
The not talking, just like letting the work speak. The work is the talking.
Yeah,
the work is the talking, bro.
Yeah. You know, I feel like storytelling, though, is like one of the most undervalued forms of art. And it's like people be forgetting how valuable storytelling is. Like, you got to be able to, like, break down these stories and, like, connect the line to what happened so they know if this shit's possible or not. Like, bro, there's no way that I'm gonna be as successful as a fucking drug dealing ass Detroit rapper or some shit. I'm not making a couple $100,000 off of PPP scams, or I don't have a whole fucking organized crime association backing me, like money laundering through me. So it's like, you're trying to play the numbers game, but they're spending $100,000 of unclean money in ads.
And then they get hit with a RICO.
And then they get hit, some do, some don't. It's like you comparing yourself to Lil Baby. You don't know what Lil Baby had going on. You feel me? You don't know the type of money niggas was touching. Like, rap is like, for a lot of people, it's money laundering. You feel me? And even with, like, you think you competing with this artist and they got like a fucking millionaire backing them, you know, or they got a millionaire uncle, or you can't, like, and storytelling helps lift the veil. Like, this person's not like me at all. As much as I admire them and love them, like, I don't have an uncle that was already a rich musician. So I can't even think about shit. Like, the way they say just work hard is different from me. Because my work hard is different from them. Where, oh, you work hard and you get noticed by your uncle, or your uncle can make a phone call to this DJ and shit works. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's your situation. You know, whereas me is like, we come from immigrants. So I'm not even going to compare myself to that. Or in Boston, a lot of niggas don't even have that legitimate connection. So like, your type of work has to be different. Like, you got to build those relationships from the ground up too. A lot of niggas be thinking they gonna make shit work like Drake did. It's like, what?
You got your own path to make.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Like, or you could do shit like Lil Uzi or whatever, and it's like, but they ain't even willing to take the risk of moving. You feel me? So it's like, you even look at shit like that, and I don't know, bro. I feel like you have to be able to tell stories so people can put themselves adjacent to where you are and know, okay, this is what they did. Like, I mean, my friends tell me all the time, like, I'm a great example of who to like look to for like as an artist doing shit the quote unquote right way. But ultimately, like, a lot of niggas don't think the way I think. A lot of niggas aren't willing to work at a studio for $9.80 an hour, sweep the floor, clean up condoms, nigga, like, deal with people talking to you like shit, and still handle their business outside of there. You feel me? A lot of people aren't willing to like engineer, produce, do whatever, and still put out music. You feel me? So a lot of niggas, like, I'm not even very, like, I used to think I was like a great example of like someone to like, but then I realized the more I'm doing this shit, is like, nah, like, a lot of niggas aren't built like the way, like, and they don't need to be. Because I'm trying to do this shit so it's easier for everybody else, you know, because Boston got something to say. You know what I mean? And this shit's a lot of work. And the average artist shouldn't have to do all the shit I got to do to make this shit work. There's a situation I'm in, I'm going to do it regardless. You know what I mean? But it's like at the end of the day, like I'm self-aware enough to know that too. That's why storytelling matters for me. So then I could like say what I'm saying, but also tell you that like, yo, all you got to do is be consistent. Figure this shit out your way. This is what I did. You don't got to do it this way. Don't use me as your Bible. Talk to God about that. Like, but just know I did this from talking to this person, doing this record, performing at this show. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense?
1,000%.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah.
Everybody want to just look at other people's shit and think that they got to do it exactly. But the way you said it earlier, fucking take examples, figure out what works, what doesn't work, and then you just make your own fucking smoothie of that shit.
Yeah, I love smoothie. Yeah. I feel like you're gonna do a lot of good shit, bro.
Hey,
and you're only 22.
I appreciate it. I
feel like you're gonna do a lot of good shit.
I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah,
I appreciate it. Talking about doing great shit, how are you gonna make these artists do great shit? Instead of just asking fucking people for just one piece of advice, I've been the past couple episodes, I want you to give advice to any artists that are just getting started out. One, do, and one, absolutely do not.
So an artist starting out?
Yeah. They don't know shit. They didn't even get a mic yet. They just they got the idea, but they don't know what the fuck to do.
They got the idea, they don't know what to do. Man, I'm so fucking removed from that phase. I'm trying to see. So artists just starting out. Hey, try to spend as little money as possible. This is what? Try to spend as little money as possible doing this shit. The number one thing that'll probably turn you off of doing this music shit is how much everything costs. So that means spending as little money means learn how to shoot videos if you don't want to pay $1,000 for a music video. Or barter a service with a nigga that does shoot videos. Be like, okay, nigga, I'll give you bud for the low. Or I have a service that I could give you, like, oh, I work at this bar, I'll get you in for free all the time, free drinks, everything. Like, build like a bartering relationship. or learn how to do the services yourself so that you don't get blown away. I was never stopped by anybody to release music ever. I've never had to go through anybody to release music. I've never had to wait on anybody to release music. I mix, master, produce, record, all the shit. And if I am collaborating with people, it's with the intention of collaborating. So definitely like find a way to like be as effective as possible. And then learn as you go. Like learn as you, there's no one way to do it, and just work on improving. Don't make this shit all about you. Don't walk with a certain level of entitlement, because who the fuck are you? Who the fuck is this guy? You feel me? Like don't make this shit about you, bro. Like niggas got bills, kids, family, mom and dad at home. Like, bro, even me, like I feel like I'm doing pretty good. Like I feel like I'm like if we did a weird ranking, I'm like in a high ranking in the scene type shit. And I still don't walk with a certain level of entitlement. You could have canceled on me today and I wouldn't have been mad. You feel me? Like at the end of the day, like you can't live life with a certain level of entitlement, bro. You're doing music. Like you're not a doctor, bro. Like you're doing music. Music is a valuable thing, but there's a lot of niggas that do music and offer nothing to the world. You feel me? So you can't walk with a certain level of like, you like, don't do that. Like that shit'll get every single door in your face closed. Especially if you're not like ridiculously talented. You know what I mean? Like you can, no amount of money should allow you to walk with that level of entitlement. Even success is like, I never want to walk with, oh, niggas have to do shit for me. I want niggas to want to do shit for me at all times, because I'm changing your life. And I'm really doing this shit. And I really have a mission. I want niggas to want to do it. You feel me? No matter where I'm at in my career. And I'm never going to flex what I've done or whatever situation is to like belittle somebody else because they have to work with me. But I will peep if they like not valuing what I'm doing, and I'll move accordingly. But I'm not going to walk with a certain level of entitlement. And if you do that, nigga, it's clipped, bro. I hate that. That's one of my biggest pet peeves. And I feel like any nigga that's doing well hates niggas that have that level of entitlement. Because what the fuck did you do? What the fuck did you do for me? Like, bitch ass nigga, like you ain't do shit for me.
Be like, yeah, Clark, I never talked to you once before, but I need a feature. I don't even got a song up, but I need a feature.
Give me $1,000. Like, what's wrong with you, bro? Like, the song better be good, bro. Like, and even then, it's like, bro, I got so many niggas in my DMs, like, bro, I don't know you, bro. Like, leave me alone. Like, bro, like, I don't know you, bro. Like, so many niggas, like, just be glazing shit, like be wanting you to have to fuck with them because they feel like they're the next Kanye West. Bitch, get in line. Bro. Or niggas feel like because they are artists that they're valuable, or because they're talented they're valuable. It's like, get in line, bro. Like even with me, like I already have one of the greatest singer-songwriters in the world as a brother. I don't need you. I'm already an amazingly talented rapper, producer, and engineer. I don't need you to be on my records. I don't need you to mix my shit. I don't need you to send me beats at all. So if we're going to do this,
what are you bringing to the table?
What are you bringing? And let it be off of love, like, and genuine shit, not entitlement. You feel me? And make this shit as easy as possible. That's what I try to do. I try to tell niggas, yo, I want to record with you or I want to collaborate on something. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. In, out. Easy as possible. Nigga, I'm not saying, yo, you got to have 5 million bottles of Fiji. Listen to 5 of my albums. These are the questions you need to ask.
Dude, you were saying that. I forget who it was, but someone I know bought a feature. I do know who it was, but I'm not going to say.
Yeah.
They bought a feature off a big artist. Already paid like 5 or 10 bands or some crazy shit for the feature. And then the dude for the video, they were flying to him. They were flying to his state, somewhere out west. This dude wanted them to pay for his wardrobe, them pay for his transportation. They're going to his town. Yeah. His wardrobe, his transportation, his food for the day. It's like everything, like all these crazy ass expenses. And literally when I was hearing it, I'm like, bro, this is just like some entitled ass shit. Like, just because you're up, you're telling me you got probably 5 boys that live at your crib that have cars already, and I got to pay for your transportation. You probably got a walk-in closet with 1,000 fucking clothes, more than 1,000 clothes, and I got to pay for your fucking wardrobe when you're wearing some shit that's already out of your closet. Like, I don't know, bro.
And did he pay the money?
No, fuck no.
It's a smart man.
Fuck no. He
You
was
know,
like,
that's their demands. That's what they want. But if you pay the money, you're a chump. But that's what they want. You know, and once you see people act like that, it's like, okay.
somebody probably fell for it. Somebody probably did end up doing that shit. And that's the shit that strokes their egos and just allows them to keep fucking doing it. Because there's going to be a dumbass that fucking does do it.
Yeah.
There's always going to be a dumbass that does it, bro. Motherfuckers, I've been loving having this conversation. I know you got to go. But the people, bro, that cut corners, that cut in corner shit, everybody be thinking they could just come in this shit. Oh, you know what? We're talking about how money's a big thing in this. But people think, oh, you know what? I'm ass, but I got 100 bands. All right, I'm going to go buy a feature from this person. I'm going to go buy fake views, yada, yada, yada. And they think that's going to work. And then it doesn't work, and they're down bad. And they just keep
run out of money.
They run out of money, or they just keep spending money until they run out of money. And then they're like, bro, what the fuck? Why this shit don't work? And it's like, dog, you got to have seasoning.
Yeah.
You got to have seasoning.
You got to have seasoning.
It's like you got a stale-ass fucking steak, bro. It's like, all right, you want the steak that they took hours or whatever to marinate that shit, season it, whatever, and then put that bitch in the oven? Or you want to take some shit straight out the package, put it in the oven, and then you're going to put it on the plate? Like, that's what motherfuckers be trying to do. They don't want to fucking get seasoned. I think Gio was talking about it. He's like, bro, as an artist, you got to hit your 10,000 hour mark. Like, because even if you do get put in that situation, say you blow up just because you bought your way in the shit, how the fuck you going to maintain that? If you ain't got the season, and if you don't know about the ups and downs of music, if you can't make more than 3 fucking songs, if you blow up your 3rd song and you don't know what the fuck, you don't got thousands of songs made, how are you going to handle that shit? Yeah. And people just don't be thinking about that, and it's fucking mind-boggling, bro. At all. Like, you got all the seasoning. If you blow up, you're ready for it. You're ready for it. You know how to
40,000 hours.
Bro.
Yeah.
That's fucking
I did 10,000 rapping, 10,000 producing, 10,000 engineering. And I'm a musician too. I was a musician first, so 10,000 with that. It's like 40,000 hours.
Bro. See?
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah, but the thing is, I also feel like it just depends contextually, because there's a lot of successful artists that I've worked for that weren't ready for it. Yeah. That just blew.
It all depends on the person, honestly.
You know, and also depends on what you're trying to do, because to me, I know I want my money to be as long as possible. So God knows that, so... And he knows I want my legacy to be as long as possible. So he's going to make the shit take way longer for me, because when it takes longer, a lot of times it'll last longer. You know what I mean? And great opportunities will happen from regular shit. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's basically like, I feel like a lot of people focus on the result and not the process, you know? And that's when they try to like cut corners, when the valuable thing is the process. Because when you have like a golden $1 million process, that's when you get like everything you want. When you get everything you want, like, that's the one thing I probably learned from being at Sony. Like, man, the money is in the process. It's in like, as soon as you walk into a building, what does it look like, smell like, feel like? What type of energy is it inviting? You know what I mean? What type of records are coming out of here? Who's coming here? Who works here? What do they smell like, look like, feel like? You know, like down to the placement of a water bottle. Like, I look at that shit. I look at everything.
Little ass thing.
Like, when I walk, I see everything. You know what I mean? And it's just like, oh, like I know when I'm in a well-intentioned space, and the highest level of the most successful people have $1 million process that they stick to, and then whoever's involved in it could get swapped out, or whatever song it is could get swapped out, or whatever money being spent could get swapped out. And the process is still consistent. It's still magical, because you're not tripping on the result. So it's like, you can freestyle a song in 40 minutes, but if you have the best engineer in the world, a great recording setup, you get what I'm saying? And you have a label or an infrastructure to support the song, then you get I Just Want to Rock by Lil Uzi. It's like, the process made that song special. You get what I'm saying? And it's just like, like, when you become more process oriented than product oriented, that's when shit starts working, because you're not tripping on $10K for a feature, unless that's part of your process. You get what I'm saying? You're not tripping on like you're not even tripping on asking niggas for a feature, because is that the most effective thing in your process? Like, You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of niggas I want records with. You know what I mean? But are they gonna bring that level of attention and intention to the record that I want? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Just depends on what my process is asking for. I know what I'm gonna do regardless, though. You know, and I stick to what I do. So I feel like, you know, that also goes into like what an artist should do over what an artist shouldn't do. Is like master your process. Like, that takes time, though. It takes a lot of time. But I'll be honest with you, for 9 years straight, I've been doing music every single day.
Damn.
And it's been the same thing. It's been like challenging thought, bringing people into the studio, collaborating with them, working on my own shit out the bedroom. I've been working out the bedroom for 9 years.
Goddamn.
You know, I would do sessions at studios and shit like that, but I don't really care. I could do anything anywhere because the process is in my mind. The process is in my, like, the hours I put in. I could get a Grammy off of some bedroom shit. I could get a Grammy off of a hotel shit. Like, it don't matter where I'm at, how I'm at, because I mastered that process. Like, I know how I want the vocals to hit. I know how I want the beat to sound. I know how I want to feel when I start marketing the record. You get what I'm saying?
Bro,
So, yeah.
Salute to you, dog.
Yeah,
Salute to you, dog, for being fucking self-efficient.
Yeah.
Like,
You got to, bro. That's the only way you could do it the way we're doing it right now. You feel me? Like, that's the only way. Because this shit's, you don't know when it's going to work. Bro, I've been doing this 9 years, and I said 2023 is my first year. This is like my year one of doing music. Like, actually doing it. You feel me? And I'm paying all my bills doing music, like, full time.
it's crazy. Salute to you for that.
I appreciate it.
Got to give yourself a pat on the back for that shit.
It's a lot of work, though, man.
I could imagine.
It's a lot of work. A lot of niggas ain't willing to wake up, think about it. Go to sleep, think about it. Wake up, think about it. Be down bad a few days, figure shit out, you know, and trust the fact that it will work. A lot of people get shaky, like, I don't know, and they not willing to do the dirty shit. I'm willing to do the dirty shit, like, like if I gotta go on runs, if I gotta like get somebody a bottle of water. A lot of people are too good to pick shit up off the floor. You feel me? It's like, that's not me. Like, I'm gonna do what I gotta do to stay around greatness. As long as it's like not selling out who I am as an individual. Like, even at Reach, I came from Sony. They made me intern again. I was a year and a half at a major public record label, publishing studio, working with whoever, and I still had to intern there. And you know what? I prayed on it, and I said, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna intern again. Great decision. Because my bills are paid right now. You feel me? You know, so I'm like, it's like, at the end of the day, it's like, bro, like, you know, like, I'm not too good to do the right thing, you know, like, and ultimately, like, that's what this shit is about, like, doing your due diligence. Like, if I say I'm gonna do something, I try to, like, this is a principle thing, like, be a man of my word. If I'm gonna pull up to do over don't, I'm gonna pull up to do over don't. I'm gonna make that shit happen.
I appreciate you for pulling up, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate you for having me. I feel like what y'all are doing is special. Like,
Thank you, dog.
I've been bought in, and it's positive. It's not just like weird, dick eating, clout chasing, clickbaiting type shit. It's just genuine. It's about the art. It's like a lot of like love in it, and I gravitate towards that. You know, I want to keep like seeing that shit grow.
Thank you.
You know, because when I was coming up, it was hard to have ideas and spaces. You feel me? And as long as y'all can maintain what y'all gotta maintain and keep it as positive as possible, like, bro, this shit could go all the way.
Thank you, bro.
It will go all the way. And to be honest, it's not do over don't that'll go all the way, in my opinion. It'll be y'all. It might be some completely different shit in 5 years. You feel me? Like, but understand, like, at the core of what y'all are doing, it's not about the brand. It's about you, the people behind the brand. Because then you can make another brand out your ass. Like, you got all this experience, all this, like, all these people. You know what I mean? Like, you'll never lose that. Like, it's really you. Like, it's really y'all. Like, y'all are, like, the reason for the shit. Like,
I never even thought about it like that.
Yeah, bro. That's the reality, bro. Like, people make brands. You know, and then when you do enough work, it can stand on its own, too. But then you got to pick the right people to carry the torch. You know what I mean? But, like, as long as you understand that this shit don't make you, you make it. You know, Clark D will never be bigger than Clark. You feel me? Like, in real life, in real life, you know, in real life, I might have records that'll outlive me forever, but I'm the reason why those records happen through God. Like, You know what I mean? I'm the reason why, through God, like, this is happening. You know, like, wherever I'm at in life, I know, like, even if I could not be doing music full time. I could be working a job or some shit. It doesn't make me any less special. You feel me? Like, and understanding that, like, it's really you, the inside of you. It's not the song. It's not the content. It's not the platform. It's you. People are valuable. And that's when you get like, okay. Because this anything could change. Like, we're all in a circumstance right now. The circumstance could change. You feel me? And I feel like at the end of the day, like, as long as you know that you're the reason why shit is the way it is, good and bad, it'll work out, bro.
That is true. Self-awareness.
Yeah.
Self-awareness, literally a big-ass theme throughout this whole entire episode.
Yeah.
Big-ass theme, bro.
Yeah.
I know you got to go places. I feel bad we went over fucking one, but...
No, I don't mind, bro. I'm enjoying this.
I love this episode, bro. Thank you for coming on the show. This is genuinely one of my fucking favorite episodes, bro.
Yeah, I'm honored. Shit, I'm very honored. I'm very honored. Nah, but I will say, I'm very grateful. I'm happy to be here. We can exchange numbers after this, whatever y'all need. Like, I'm here. There's a lot of shit happening. And you'll remember this conversation.
Nah, I know I'm hyped for the project. The way you talk about the project, you're like a mystery dude. You're everywhere, but at the same time, you're fucking mysterious as fuck.
Well, that's the first time I heard that. I fuck with that.
You do. You do. Because, like, the way I said, I'm, like, going through, I'm like, this motherfucker is definitely dropping a project sometime soon. I'm like, when I was looking at your music, I'm like, there's no way. And then you just bring up, you're like, I got a project coming out in, like, 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, because it's literally, like, the Dirk shit, I didn't know about that. Any of the Sony shit, I didn't really know about that. I knew you did a bunch of different shit. Yeah. And I was interested also just because the fucking music is fucking fire.
I appreciate that.
But you're like a question mark, but at the same time, you're just in your face. In everybody's face, bro. Yeah. I feel like I see you on Instagram 24/7.
I fuck with that. I fuck with that. That's hard work.
One thing I don't think I said it earlier when we were talking about your branding, but one compliment I got to give you about your branding, it doesn't even seem like branding. It just seems like you being you at the same time. Like, I don't know how to describe it, but if you know what I mean by that. Like, it seems like you're not, I gotta act like this or whatever. Like, you be posting mad funny shit that seems like it's coming from a fucking place that's just showing a different side of you.
Yeah.
Like, but
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That's definitely like what we were going for. So,
bro, good. Because I hate when people are like, I got a mean mug every fucking picture and I can't smile. I got to act hard all the time. I hate when people try to just stick one way. So, salute to you for peeling back those layers of personality, though.
Yeah, it's true to life. So then when you meet me in person, it's like you're not dealing with this like image or this like manufactured product. It's me. Like, you know what I mean? It's literally fucking me, bro. Literally. So, no, I fuck with that. I appreciate that. Of
course, dog. You know? Of course. You got anything else you want to add on?
What else? I mean, let's revisit this shit in a year from now. I feel like in a year and a half from now, I'll probably have a Grammy.
Damn.
Probably have, and I'm telling you this for motivational purposes, probably be on tour.
I believe it.
I'm gonna really show niggas how crazy this shit is, but still be working. I feel like this year is about establishing the foundation of the run we're about to go on. And every time you see me, it's going to be a little more different, you know? And that's what I love. Every time it's going to be a little more different. You know, I'm dropping this project, and when this shit goes, it's not going to be about the project all the way. That's what I love. That's why I'm happy. Because a lot of people put a lot of pressure on dropping music, like this song or thing is gonna change my life. But nah, my approach to this shit is gonna change my life. So in a year and a half from now, we're gonna have a conversation, another sit down, whatever, and shit's gonna be real different.
You're like, Clark did that, and he told me this a year ago.
Yeah.
I believe it, bro.
Yeah, and also it's not even about the Grammys, it's about like it's gonna be like real bread coming from this shit. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it's already happening, but it's gonna be like 10 times crazier, you know. And none of this shit is by accident. Like, it's all intended. It's all intentional. And I feel like, and what else do I have to say? I feel like, bro, like, just keep doing this shit, bro. Like, just keep doing it, bro. It might feel like you're in the middle of an ocean, some days, like figuring the shit out. But just keep doing it, bro. And you don't. It's kind of weird. I'm not gonna say you don't know anything at 22, but you don't really know anything at 22. Like even at 24, you don't really know anything. Like you should be thinking like by the time you're 35, like or 40, you'll have this shit figured out. So that means you got 18 years to fuck around. You feel me?
When you put it in the perspective like that,
bro. Look at Drake. He just did an On the Radar freestyle, and he's rapping like it was fucking 2009.
I know.
But that shit really reminded me about like how long this shit goes. Like if you keep your mind young, bro. If your mind is young, you could be any platform, anywhere, and still feel fresh. Like, bro, like this shit is still fresh to me. I still feel like how I felt when I was 15, 16, bro. Like, it's fresh. I don't feel tired of this shit. You know what I mean? Like, and I think, like, as long as y'all root yourself in that, bro, like, as soon as shit start feeling old, get rid of it, bro. You know, as soon as you feel like you dragging your feet, get rid of it. Or reposition it in your life. Like, not everyone is gonna be like, oh, the production guy or the engineer guy. People need to be repositioned based on the season of your life. So I feel like, you know, just keep doing what y'all gotta do. You know, I feel like y'all are bulletproof, you know, and from y'all being bulletproof, the brands become bulletproof, you know, and like, don't be afraid to fuck up. Don't be afraid to like take that shit all the way, and don't be afraid to ask for favors because you got something valuable. Don't be afraid to ask for favors like, yo, can you do this for me or with me? Just all you gotta do is make it make sense for anybody, anywhere. I'll also challenge y'all to travel more too.
I gotta get on that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, there's a lot of places, even if it's crashing on a couch for a few days and just feeling shit out. Like, bro, it's a lot easier than people make it seem. It's a lot easier than people make it. I moved to Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm doing more for Boston than niggas in Boston half the time. You feel me?
I was literally saying it on the podcast yesterday. All the people that are putting on for Boston are doing more for Boston than being here. And it's fucked up, but it's just a reality.
Yeah, it's a reality. And I'm okay with it. You feel me? Like, that's just how a cookie crumbles. People value you more when you're not around. You know? So, but yeah, I mean, shit. Fuck, bro. Project coming out. Project probably already be out. Nigga, Clark D fucking propaganda. You know what I'm saying? We gonna see what the propaganda's about. This shit is war, bro. So I'm excited.
Tell them where they can find you on Instagram and all your other social medias.
Clark D on all platforms. Sir Clark D on all social media platforms. There's gonna be a lot of extra names coming soon. You know, starting a couple things. So
Damn.
I'm excited.
I feel like you just got mad shit up your sleeve and it's about to just be a domino effect of just boop, 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 boop.
There's a lot of things in order right now. You know, there's a lot of things in order. Like, bro, I'm trying to go on a 40-year run. Like 40-year run. And all the shit I'm doing today is for this 40-year run. And I know that it's possible to do a 40-year run because I'm working with niggas that are on their 20th year. You know, or I worked at Sony. They're on their 100th year.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to go on a 40, 50-year run. Like, so you got to have shit up your sleeve. Like, the shit I'm doing today is going to be the reason why I'm doing shit tomorrow. You know, or shit 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you know. And everything is connected. So it's like, I got a lot of shit up my sleeve. And it's about to be fucking crazy. You know?
The storm is coming.
Yeah.
The storm is
Storm is here, bro. A lot of people don't realize it because we're in the eye of the storm.
No, the cloud's coming. The clouds above us.
Yeah.
Once that project drops, it sounds like fucking all the lightning and rain gonna start coming down.
Yeah, and my favorite part about the project too is like, it's not gonna look the way people think, and it's not even gonna look the way I thought a project would look like.
Damn.
You know, I'm really gonna like flesh and gut it out, like the presentation of the project, and it's not gonna make sense until like 2-3 years from now. That's what I learned about this shit, bro. I'm painting a mosaic right now.
Damn.
Like, everything we're doing is, when you're in the middle of it, when you watching somebody paint this panel, you're not stepping back and seeing the whole thing. Like, you're in the middle of it. So I realize what I'm doing is I'm painting a mosaic. Like, it might feel like I'm just doing fun content or dropping songs consistently, but it's like there's a whole thing being orchestrated right now. And we won't know what it is until a few years from now. So remember this interview.
Bro,
you know?
I'm excited. We're definitely gonna have to do another one down the line.
Yeah, I would love to, bro.
Definitely,
I would love to, bro. I got a lot of plans of being back. So,
Bro,
Yeah.
Definitely got to.
Yeah.
Shit. Thank you again, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you again, dog.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bro.
Yeah.
Y'all know the drill. Y'all better go fucking follow this dude. Especially if you made it. I don't care if you don't like his music. If you made it this far in the episode, fucking follow him at least. And download the shit and play it at least to see if you like it.
Yeah, and put me on to your mother. You know what I'm saying?
Be on the lookout for that. Well, that project will be out, so
Yeah.
run that project. I'm going to put the link in the fucking thing because it will be out by then.
Yeah.
But y'all know the drill. I'm tired of saying this. Like and subscribe if you didn't.
Yeah,
Can't say a lot of shit because we'll catch y'all next week. Thank you, Mr.
My
Clark.
big homie put up
Thank
in
you so
a red
much.
Mercedes. Had a young chick that still wants my babies. Life ain't shit, but it's full of daisies. Pray I don't pick the one to drive me crazy. Okay.